The Dress Codes exhibition that's at Kensington Palace until November of this year is probably the most meaningful example of co-curation with young people that I've ever seen in an exhibition context, certainly one of this profile. A group of young producers between the ages of 14 and 17 have very heavily influenced this exhibition in terms of the objects that were chosen for display and also the interpretation that you see as a visitor. In the main part of the exhibition, their work sits alongside the main curatorial element in a different colour and with audiovisual additions, but there's also a whole separate room for fashion and music that was created in response to pieces from the exhibition. On the one hand, this creates really meaningful and deep interaction between the young people and the objects that you're seeing. But the flip side of that is that there is very little space for professional expert interaction with these objects. And as a result of that, I felt it was slightly light on content. I didn't really get a strong sense of the themes that it was supposedly bringing out in terms of dress codes, subversion of dress codes and how they changed particularly. There were some lovely tactile elements. I particularly enjoyed the opportunity to touch and feel the different kinds of textiles that they used in the display. But there were also some slightly strange choices. I don't understand quite why so many dark blue objects were shown in a dark room against dark blue backgrounds. It was actually quite difficult to see them at times. I'm not sure if this was a deliberate attempt to highlight some objects over others, in that there were some items that really popped in that space, but it felt slightly strange and I'm not quite sure what was going on there. You do only see about 36 pieces of the 10,000 strong items in the Royal Costume Collection, but those 36 pieces are an incredibly wide range. Unusually for a fashion exhibition, there are almost as many male costumes as there are female ones. As a result of that, you do get a really strong contrast and a really strong variety. This isn't ball gown after ball gown. And I did learn things that I didn't know before. For example, this white and purple dress is actually specifically a morning gown, and seeing it next to the heavy black mourning of Queen Victoria was an interesting juxtaposition of generational change and how the royal family shifted in its approach as a result of an influx of royals from abroad. Overall, I think it did an excellent job at diversifying the concept of royal fashion and bringing in modern approaches to a topic that could be seen as quite staid. But I wouldn't suggest paying for a Kensington Palace ticket just to come and see this.